Or good evening, Dr. Ruth Anderson and Teri Angel here for Enlightened World Network. We're so pleased to have you here with us today. On Wednesdays, we come together and we do what we call meditation excavation, which is where Teri and I go into meditation with you. We have no idea where it's going, and we just listen to the guidance that we're receiving from Spirit. So we invite you to please just settle in and let's go ahead and get started. So let's close our eyes. Feel the weight of the chair underneath you. And feel the chair being supported by the floor. And just imagine those chair legs becoming roots and just going down, down, down into the center of the earth, truly being grounded, truly supporting you. Let's take a deep cleansing breath. We're going to send that breath up into our head space, and let's just clear out any thoughts of the day. And let's take a deep breath into our heart space, just expanding it out into every direction. And let's take a deep breath into our throat space. So we may just be speaking our truth today, whatever's coming from our heart and from our spiritual guidance. And Teri, I'd love to ask you to invite in the Archangels and spiritual divinity, please.
Absolutely. And I'm feeling Kuan Yin right here with me. And every time the word heart comes up, I just feel her helping us to open our hearts. And as you open your heart, just feel the angels that are closing in around you, surrounding you with love. We're invoking the energy of Archangel Raphael. Raphael comes in with the element of air. So if you feel a cool breeze, if there's an energy that just permeates your whole body, feeling fresh, that's Raphael. Now let's invoke Archangel Michael to come through with the energy of fire, to really let us experience the emotions, the thoughts, whatever we're going through, and sift through those to see what we can let go of into that fire. Michael brings in the energy of protection and helps us know that this is a safe place for you to open up to all of this. Let's call in Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel comes in with the energy of water, cleansing and clearing, and helping us to have more clarity about what we're going through at this moment, where we're headed in this meditation. And then calling on Archangel Uriel to ground us into Gaia, helping us feel the earth beneath our feet, feel our roots going down in with that energy of safety and security, and the energy coming back up from Mother Gaia to balance us and center us. We also invoke the energy of the Christ consciousness. Really feel into forgiveness, unconditional love. This is what Christ brings to the table. Just so much love and healing energy through that love. We invoke the energy of Divine Mother, feeling nurtured, feeling warmth, feeling that we are safe and cradled in Mother's arms. And then we feel into the energy of the Creator, source energy, whatever name you choose to give, one who has 1,000 names and the one who can't be named. I call it God, call it whatever you choose, that we invite our Creator to surround us and support us as we go on this journey. Any other angels, ascended masters, whoever chooses to be present here today with us to go into this meditation, thank you for being here. I'm feeling Saint Germain very, very powerfully today, that violet flame that will help us to just burn away whatever is not helping us, whatever is not for our best and highest good. And calling on any of your spirit guides, those who are listening, just feel them right there by you, holding you, helping you to understand what's being said, to fully comprehend it in your minds and in your hearts. Let's just sit in all that wonderful energy, allowing it to take us to a safe, quiet, peaceful place. And then we will go off into our journey of excavating whatever is going to come forward for us today. But it feels like it's very heart-centered where we're going.
Teri, the first thing I saw was a large pottery, almost like a vase, but sort of. I'm hearing the word chalice, but it doesn't look like a chalice. But I think we can drink from it. And I'm hearing the water of life.
The water seems to be blue. It has a hue to it. It's not clear like we envision water to be. Almost like that sky blue that we see in the throat chakra. It feels like that's opening us up to what we're going to experience.
So as the water is being brought to each of us individually, if you want to, and I think water is in quotes, by the way, if you want to partake of it, please do. And if you don't want to, not a problem. It's funny because I can see the hands that are bringing it to me, but I can't see anything past the hands. So I'm not exactly sure who is bringing this. I mean, it feels divine, but I just can't see who it is.
Well, when you first started talking about it and I was envisioning it, I saw the hands of Jesus. And I was reminded of there's no lack, that whatever he touches, whatever he brings forth to us, there's plenty for everyone. Nobody gets left out. No one's excluded. And I feel like there's miracles in that water, as we said in quotes. It's not how we envision the drinking water to be, but it's the flow of energy that gives life. That's what I'm hearing. So funny, Ruth, that vessel that you saw that's containing it, the more water is poured out of it, the more it just keeps refilling. It's perpetual. It doesn't end. Just like the love that flows to us from our Creator never ends. Always replenished inside of us when we open to it.
And Teri, I did drink from that. And what I'm experiencing, it's as if I was drinking nature itself, the life force in nature. I'm actually seeing like a vision of being outside in a rainforest, just rich, dense nature and that life force. Teri, did you drink from that?
I did, and it took me right to this magical place in nature with the trees, and the leaves are glowing such a beautiful, almost like an emerald green. That's what I'm surrounded by right now. Mm-hmm. And there's trees of every flavor, trees that have fat leaves, trees that have the skinny leaves like the willow that just come all the way down and blow softly. So I'm looking at all of this diverse energy, but it's all green and just plush. And I'm just enjoying that moment of sitting there in the grass and being immersed in this green energy.
And I'm noticing slivers of light. Like if there's a dewdrop, it's got amazing light and energy to it. But lots of light and energy in this place. And actually, I'm hearing, and I know it sounds crazy, but all of this sounds crazy, so I'm just going to go with it. Adam and Eve's garden.
Yeah, back to the innocence. That's what I'm getting. Going back into the peace, the quiet, before the noise of the world comes in. It feels like we're sitting right in the heart of Mother Earth. Yeah. The heart chakra is a green energy. It's a healing energy. Kuan Yin says love is what heals us. It heals from the inside. And that's what I'm feeling right now, that water that I drank is going to places inside of me that might need to be upgraded or purged, letting out whatever is not needed so that what is supposed to be there, the pure unconditional energy, is flowing into every spot, every place inside of me.
Teri, I had to laugh because I saw this snake and I thought, oh, okay, Adam and Eve's garden, the snake. Okay, I get it. And I see you and I sitting on like this large rock, and this snake comes up, and as it tried to bite me on the ankle, Christ's hand comes out, grabs the snake, and like smacks it on the ground. And I was like, holy cow, okay.
Protection.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very safe place right now to be.
I never thought of Christ smacking a snake against the ground, but it's not a snake, folks. It's like evil.
The metaphor, yeah.
It's the metaphor. Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling some pink energy come through. Almost like a ray that's coming down from up above. And it's not covering the whole area. It's just pink right beside of where we are. We're supposed to pay attention to it. And oh my gosh, it's the elementals. So as that pink comes in, they're just dancing with joy. They're so happy that we're there.
It's the elementals, but it's also being brought in through the divine feminine.
Mhm. Yeah, they're having a little tea party, and they're just feeling comfortable with us being there.
And welcoming us. I'm not, yeah. They're showing us around. It's really cute. Like they're so excited and they're showing us around. And um, one of them's got Teri over in one place and I'm over looking at another place. And they're showing us these like really tiny magical little elements.
Yeah, Ruth, do you remember what a musical box with the little dancing figurine inside, what that looks like as it spins around and dances around? That's what some of the elementals are doing. They're twirling around like on one foot with the other foot raised up and just going into pure childlike joy. They want us to get caught up in that, in the excitement of being a child and wandering through this place, seeing it with fresh eyes, with newness. So cool. Laughter. I'm hearing lots of laughter and giggles.
Okay, so I know there's a metaphor for me here. They were showing me this little snail, but it wasn't just a snail. It was pretty obvious. There was something different about it because as I looked at it, it was glowing from the inside. And so I know that there's some cool energy about this snail that I'm not familiar with. And then they took the snail and they squished it like they and I said, don't do that. That's its house, right? They were breaking the back on it. It's there to protect it. Don't do that. And then, but it was okay because then it became like this glowy substance. It's like it didn't hurt it. It wasn't a real snail. It's energy, but it happened to just be in snail form. But this energy is, um, oh, that's interesting. So they're using that. It looks like tiger eye. You know the dark browns and the golds together. That tiger eye color from a stone and they're drawing with that energy, like in the air, like drawing words and shapes. So,
With the word transformation.
yeah, I know that there's something there about the home and thinking that that's the protection, but it's not. There's amazing energy inside the home. But also this transformation of this, I'm going to say light language because that's, I mean, in quotes, because it's light and it's a language that, yeah, interesting. You know, when you were kids and you'd run around the yard with sparklers at night and you could see the trail of the sparkler in the sky? Yeah, that's what this energy is looking like. they just turned off all the lights. It just got dark. And so now we're looking at all these different shapes that are luminescent when you see them in the dark. And you see them in the daylight and they don't look any different, but you remove that daylight and amazing. The different things that are glowing in this scene right now. But Teri, everything has energy in it. Everything is glowing. That's interesting. Everything is glowing.
Yes, just as we do. We glow in our human bodies. We may not always be aware of it, but our aura that's on the outside of us is filled with different colors. And those colors will be brighter or duller depending on what's going on inside. If we're in a low vibration, it's not going to shine as brightly. But if we've lifted up our vibration through laughter, through getting into that very high frequency, we are going to glow. And that can be seen. People see it with their physical eyes, but when you look with the spiritual eyes, you see the glow. You see that spiritual part of the person you're looking at. And they put off an essence, but they also do put off energy from outside their body, or coming from the inside to the outside of the body.
I think that's such a nice reminder that when we're outside in nature, in our regular 3D, that everything has energy.
Mm-hmm.
Even spiders. So, if your natural go-to is to go smack that spider, you might want to just let it outside instead.
Everything has a purpose. And that's what we're always reminded of. Instead of smashing it, to step back and ask, what am I thinking? What can I do here? And releasing it is the perfect thing to do. It's interesting, Ruth, that we're having this discussion in this way with nature and feeling the energy of nature, because this morning I issued a challenge to everyone that was hearing the morning show to go hug a tree today, or at least touch a tree or talk to a tree and give gratitude, not just trees, but all of the plant life, the flowers, the plants, because they respond to that love. Energy responds to whatever frequency you're pouring into it. And it's that way with our own bodies. We respond to love to such a huge degree. It raises our vibration and creates healing inside of us. It's important to pay attention how we talk to each other, how we project our attitude toward each other, to let it come from a place of love in our heart. Synchronicities.
Mm-hmm. So Teri, they just turned, whoever they is, all of the lights just turned off, like everybody's energy light just turned off. So now we're just sitting in the perfect pitch dark, and just listening to the sounds.
I didn't really notice the sounds until you said that. But now that I'm focused on that part of me, the hearing part, I hear the crickets, I hear the frogs.
Hear the dripping of water,
Mhm.
the little rustling in the leaves.
Breeze that's blowing. Starting to feel it now in my face.
I really felt my body relax. And when I only was listening, did you feel that, Teri? I really felt it in my heart space, my chest space, just like exhaled.
Yeah. And there's a soft drumming. That's the heartbeat of Mother Gaia. Get in tune with that. Let your heart get in sync with the heartbeat of Mother Earth.
As you said that, it's getting louder and louder. Sounds tribal.
Mm-hmm.
But it also makes me want to dance.
And I feel the ancestors surrounding us. Some of them Native American.
To me, it feels much more diverse than just Native American. It feels like anybody who's ever heard that beat, anybody who's ever responded to it before. I originally thought this was a pretty small area, and now I'm seeing it's actually monstrously big.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of the skies out west. So open, so spacious. We were just handed blankets. I'm going to spread mine out and lay down on my blanket. I remember as a kid growing up where there were no street lights, there was nothing at night to block out any of the beauty of the night sky.
You know, Teri, this is the second time in about a week that blankets have been handed out in a meditation. And I wonder if we aren't supposed to offer to sell blankets in different chakra colors to feel the different energies of that and to surround yourself in it, really swaddle yourself in it.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
So funny, the elementals are laying back also. They're like, oh, let me see what you're seeing. And they're looking up at the night sky. So calm and peaceful right now.
It's fun getting to be the observer.
Yeah. Looking at the handiwork of God, creation, see the Milky Way,
And shooting stars.
all the constellations just showing up so brilliantly.
I mean, I'm also seeing different planets. It's the solar system, but much bigger, much larger than ours. It makes me want to fall asleep. It's that kind of heavy, heavy relaxation. Teri, you know what? It feels like a where we're being given codes, because as I'm sort of watching myself falling asleep, I'm seeing light codes coming in to our bodies. So it's an activation. It's a light code activation.
Yeah, there's different symbols. I hear music with those codes.
So any of you watching, if you're interested in receiving that light code activation, just be here in the now with this meditation.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
Mm.
All you have to do is open up and receive. And that was when we were handed the blanket, that was the invitation to just lay back, relax, and allow it to come through. And just a reminder to everyone that this meditation that you're in right now with us can be accessed at any time. If you want to come back and receive more of these codes, you want to come back and get into the energy of peace, energy of pure unconditional love, you can come to this place anytime you want. There's no limits to this.
Teri, they're clearing the throat chakra here. I was trying to see where the codes were coming from, and it looks, you know, the old fashioned watering can where the water sprinkles out. You might go out and water your flowers on the patio. It looks like a being. I mean, it almost looks like Michael, not sure about that, is holding this watering can that's got all of these light codes in it and just standing there, just like sprinkling it over us. I'm hearing, yes, that's Michael. Usually I can recognize Michael, but it just looks a little different.
Yeah, when the water comes out, it's got that glow to it, like you were seeing the snail glowing before.
Mm-hmm.
The water itself is glowing.
Yep. It looks like geometric shapes as well as like parts of words. So I don't know if it's a different language or word bits.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, Teri, as I look over at you, your body is glowing because of this light language that's been sprinkled all over you. It's like being in a luminescent bay with the light sprinkled. It's so cool.
Seeing some of the same symbols that came through for me earlier this week when we did the silent meditation. They're really wanting us to pay attention to those. I don't know what we're supposed to do with them, but the more I sit with them, the more clear they become. And they're wanting us to bring them into the physical so that it is a code and that others can receive the energy of them.
Hmm. Teri, I'm hearing because I do all the graphics for Enlightened World that those codes are coming in through the graphics because they'll tell me which photos to use, which pictures to use, which font to use.
Yeah, they've had me start drawing them out. And when you first look at it, it looks like just almost like the old-fashioned shorthand.
Mm.
I don't know what all of them mean yet. That's a yet. But I have a feeling they want us to work with them more closely and to bring in those codes for everyone. They're not for one person, they're for all.
Yeah, the word bits, the shorthand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the elementals just rang a bell. It's like ding, ding, ding. I was like, yeah, you got it.
Oh,
they're so funny. Yeah, the bell rang. It's like, oh yeah, you finally got the message. Yeah, they're staying with that true theme of laughter and raising the frequency with us.
so Teri, I'm getting up and running around because now I'm like the sparkler because the light is emanating from the light code. So I'm like a human sparkler right now, laughing, running around.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's funny. 4th of July was always my favorite holiday because of the sparklers. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in that when the light explodes and goes everywhere. Such a metaphor for when we open up to our spirituality. That light explodes out of us and just touches everything that can see it, that can feel it. Beautiful meditation, a beautiful uncovering that was done today of true peaceful bliss and energy.
and I see we're being directed out of the garden now. Like, okay, come on out, time's up. And for us, time is up, actually.
I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, how beautiful, how amazing. When we just allow that freedom of not trying to force anything, not having anything planned other than what spirit leads us to. That's the beauty of meditation excavation.
Right.
And I just love this time together with you, Ruth. Thank you.
What a fun way to start the day. That was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well,
So beautiful. And I want to issue that challenge to anyone listening. Go hug a tree. Go talk to it. Go tell it how beautiful it is and how appreciated it is for what it brings forth to us.
and become a human sparkler.
Yeah. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
There we go. Friends, thank you for being here. So much love to each and every one of you. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, thank you for including us. And thank you for joining us on ours, because this is purely us living our spiritual journeys out loud to model and bring you all along, show you all what's possible, because I never would have thought any of this was possible. So, Teri, thank you, my dear. So much love to you.
Thank you.
And we'll see.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. We'll see you all soon. You take good care, and God bless.